Malaria is a disease that kills millions of people in Africa. Malaria is spread through mosquitoes who carry the virus, and if they bite someone with the virus, they transmit it to them. There are two ways that malaria can be prevented from spreading. One is through vaccinations, and the other is through mosquito nets. Unfortunately, vaccinations are more expensive, and so many Africans opt to use mosquito nets. Imagine a situation in Western Africa, in one of the countries in this region, in one of the villages in this country, where there's a man called John. John has a business where he provides mosquito nets to his villagers. Through this business, he has 10 people who work under him. And each of these 10 people have 5 to 6 people who benefit from them. So through his small business, around 60 to 70 people benefit from John. The United Nations sees this issue of malaria, decides they want to do something about it. They donate 250,000 mosquito nets in this Western African region. Well, this is a great idea. What happens to John? Goes out of business. Because why would people pay to get a mosquito net when they can receive a free one from the United Nations? 3 years down the road, the nets are damaged, new replacements are needed. People look to the left, they look to the right, United Nations not there. They're back at the same situation where they were in. My name is Moses Bomett. I was born in the United States in 1992, moved to Kenya, Africa in 1994 with my family, my parents, and my 3 older siblings. And I grew up in Kenya for 12 years until 2006, before I came back to the United States in search of quality education. When I came to the United States, I came to a sudden realization. I found out that Americans had a genuine heart, a need to want to help others. It was apparent that America was the aid provider, and my home continent, Africa, was the recipient of it. From first glance, everything looked great. Then I started looking closely, and I saw a disconnect with how much money or supplies or aid that was being pumped into my continent and the results that were coming out of it. There was a disconnect between the ideologies of development and the ways we went about helping through development. And to me, it simply looked as if people were planting apple trees, expecting to get oranges the next morning. And when I looked closely, I saw that there was something going wrong. And it reminds me of a quote that says, give a man a fish, they feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish, and they feed him for a lifetime. Just think about it. How many organizations out there donate things such as books, or pieces of clothing, or medicine, or whatever it might be? Why do they do this? Why do they say one thing and do another? Why do you support organizations like this in your communities? To me, plainly is and utterly hypocritical. When I came to this realization, I decided I want to do something about it. I want to be a part of the solution, not just any solution, but the right solution. And so when I was in high school, a friend of mine, after a speech competition, challenged me and said, Moses, we need to do something about this situation and help others. And so we started our first Hope for Africa club in Valley High School a few years back. And we had high school students come together, sell cookies, organize a basketball tournament, do whatever to raise money, where we worked with Africans in equal partnership to try to improve the situation that was happening in my home country, in Kenya specifically. The last 5 years, we've done a great amount of work, raised tens of thousands of dollars, provided clean water, electricity, provided so many things that we've used through these schools. And what is great about it is what they need, what they want, the tools they need to be able to elevate themselves out of poverty. Going back to John's story, how this looked differently. Why would the United Nations not come down to this region and in this country and in this village? See people like John say, let's partner with you. Let's start more businesses such as this to provide more mosquito nets. So that 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, you'll have the same people being able to provide these mosquito nets. And so when the United Nations is not there, there's a long-term solution in place so we can save more lives and prevent the spread of malaria. Hope for Africa, Africa is my cause, is my story, is my homeland. We're all different. We all have different perspectives. Whether it is saving the environment, whether it is helping the homeless, whether it is providing support to abuse victims, whatever it might be that interests you, this model will still prove to work. Simply giving donations will not change this world. We need to work together in equal partnership and have a long-lasting impact in changing the world. As I come to conclusion, I'd like to end with this proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So I hope you'll join me making a real difference in teaching others to plant their own trees. Thank you.